And good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kira Phillips. We're coming on the air because a federal judge has just dismissed the cases against former FBI Director James Comey and New York State Attorney General Letitia James. The judge ruling that President Trump's hand-picked U.S. Attorney Lindsay Halligan was illegally appointed by the Justice Department. It was just last week that Halligan admitted the entire grand jury had not seen the indictment against Comey, only a four-person and one other grand jury member. Comey's legal team arguing the prosecution was vindictive, accusing the president of targeting his political opponents. Halligan with no experience prosecuting criminal cases, by the way. Let's get straight to our Aaron Katursky, who's got the latest on the news breaking this hour. Aaron.
The judge in the Eastern District of Virginia, Kira, has dismissed the indictments both against former FBI Director James Comey and New York State Attorney General Letitia James because the appointment of Lindsay Halligan, he ruled, was defective, and therefore signing the indictments was a violation, an unlawful exercise of executive power. Therefore, the judge said those two indictments are hereby set aside. This is a victory for both Comey and for James, who argued that their cases were defective in part because they did not like the way that President Trump handpicked Lindsay Halligan and installed her after firing a prosecutor that he also appointed, but who refused to charge James Comey and Letitia James for lack of evidence, we're told. So now the indictments against both of President Trump's political enemies have been dismissed, although the judge dismissed them without prejudice. And that means, Kira, that federal prosecutors can, if they so choose, try again to secure the indictments, perhaps once a permanent U.S. attorney is picked for the Eastern District of Virginia. Kira.
Aaron, thank you. Let's get now to our Chief Justice Correspondent, Pierre Thomas. Pierre, just to follow up on what Aaron just said, the fact that both cases now dismissed without prejudice, do you think we could...
Pierre, I think that
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Now, DOJ obviously now is in a very difficult position in that they can bring the case again regarding both Comey and James. But the issue becomes there have been so many issues with the case. There's the allegations of vindictive prosecution in that, you know, the sequence of events with President Trump tweeting, posting on social media about the case. The notion that, as Aaron pointed out, that the previous Trump-appointed U.S. attorney had basically decided not to move forward with both the prosecutions, these indictments. And now the question that the process itself was unlawful. And so now there is a huge question at DOJ in terms of whether these cases should proceed or not. And that's going to be a thing Attorney General Pam Bondi, the Deputy Attorney General, are going to have to resolve.
All right, Pierre, thank you. A little bit of a tough connection there, but I think we got the majority of what you had to say. Let's get over to the White House now. Our Karen Travers, are we hearing anything more from the White House, from the president at this moment as the news breaks, Karen?
Not yet, Kira, but